Welcome back to What's the Buzz in Western New York. I'm Kim Piazza, and I'm here today with author Alanna Zabel. Hi, thank you for being here with us, Alanna.
Thank you so much for having me.
We are here to talk about your book, this fabulous new book, As I Am.
Yes.
And where spirituality meets reality. This is really deep stuff. And this is really deep stuff, though, that you've written in a way to translate into day-to-day lives.
Nice. That's what my objective is really to shed light on a lot of esoteric terms of spirituality and just make them a little bit more realistic and so a person can apply them to their daily life.
One of the terms I see here in your book, it's in the title, it's in the foreword, it's throughout the writing, as I am.
Yes.
It seems like a simple term, but it's really not. But at the same time, it is. Help me with that.
Well, just I am, if you just take off the as for a moment, I am is actually the word om in yoga. We use the word om a lot. It's a Sanskrit word that actually derives from, is the same definition as I am. And you can't distill down any lower than I am, om, however you want to pronounce it, that level of being. So you could say I am pretty, right? I'm adding something on top of I am, and it's no longer a base derivative. So I am is just being. It's just I am here as is, as I am.
And you want people to understand just being.
Yes, because what, I have the Dharma Zone is the program, the 21-day program included in my book. And your Dharma is your intrinsic self. Much like a flower knows exactly what it's going to become and when it's going to bloom, we also have a Dharma. We all have a purpose, an innate purpose, and we can get sidetracked. We can, start to think, oh, I'm supposed to be a doctor because so-and-so told me that I should be a doctor. It's a fabulous thing, but it slightly takes away from an organic dharma. So my book, I just want to allow someone to go back in and reinvestigate and listen to who they are so that they can get back in tune with their dharma.
And your book talks about discovering dharma.
Yes.
And this 21 days of discovering I am is about finding that dharma.
Yes.
And along the journey, you try to help the reader understand things about themselves, like hypnotic existence or acting versus being. Tell me about those.
Yeah. Hypnotic existence, everything in our existence is hypnotic. Everything is registering onto our subconscious mind. And if we're not aware of it, it could stay there. And it could project itself later on, and we're not aware of that. So the more that we can become aware of what we register on our mind gives us more self-empowerment so that we can be who we're supposed to be, and hopefully it's in line with who we know we are.
So that's kind of like why advertising works.
Totally.
The things that we take in, they land, and they stay with us, and we don't necessarily know that they stay with us.
Fashion trends. Do you wear ballet flats with skinny jeans? I don't, because I don't like it. But it's a trend, and people do even though they don't like it.
Right. And that's an example of that hypnotic existence.
Exactly.
It's interesting.
Yeah, everything. And it's
everything
we watch, everything we see, everything we read, we are all programmed.
And then there's acting. I really like this one. Acting versus being.
Right.
Tell me about that.
So again, back to that I am state, just being who you are naturally, that you really don't have to force or induce anything in order to be. And then there's the acting. So I was an actress, and I studied, and I fell in love with it, and I was so good at it because I love being another character. So I studied Meisner technique, which really helped me to become more present, because you really have to be here now. You have to be with your partner. You have to label them. And so I love that because it started to get me into that meditative phase of being present. But I also noticed I started becoming my characters. So I realized that I didn't want to play anyone else anymore. I just wanted to play me.
You've touched on this here in this interview, and I know that it's a theme throughout your book, the law of attraction. Explain the law of attraction.
3 words: like seeks like. So what you see, what you project, what you are, you will see more of. If you're a positive person, you're going to see the sunnier side of the day. Like seeks like. So in my book, I have what's called mirror theory, which is more of a Jungian-based theory on like dream analysis applied with a bit of law of attraction. So mirror theory, what I see is a projection of my own mind. It was already registered on my mind. I wouldn't see it or register it unless I've had a previous experience from it. So in the process of trying to distill and cleanse and detoxify our mind, we have to go through those things. So an example of mirror theory, I get so frustrated watching, the news and seeing animal abuse. It just irks me. Because from the first time that I saw it happen, I created an attached emotion, and I created what's called in yoga a sankhara in my mind. So now each and every time that I see it, I get more upset. Right? So that is, I eventually would need to find a more balanced perspective on that.
It's really interesting stuff, Alanna.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And if you'd like to know more, As I Am, Where Spirituality Meets Reality. It's a good book.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for sharing this with us.
Appreciate it.